This video is brought to you by non-native English speakers. While it's possible you make mistakes when speaking English, please don't sue us. If you find any errors in our English, please kindly let us know in the comments below.
Hello everyone, today we are going to have a discussion about university education.
My name is Marie or Anne. I'm majoring in English and I'm in the second year.
My name is Asahi Toyama. Please call me Toyama-san, whatever you like. And I'm majoring in Portuguese language. I major in Latin American studies. And also I'm in second year of University of Tufts. And I'm very looking forward to this discussion today.
Hello, my name is Tennokoe. You can call me Tennokoe or something you like. My major is Laos language and culture. I am the fourth grader, so I am the professional of this discussion. This is the first question. So why did you choose to study at Tufts?
I have maybe three reasons. The first one is because it's a national university. It's a little cheaper than private university, and I was planning to study abroad, so I wanted to save money for that, so I chose national university. And the second reason I chose Tufts was because I don't know, I thought Tufts was famous for I don't know, good education for foreign studies. And the last one is because I wanted to, actually I do really want to study abroad in Canada because I used to live there. And so I how can I say, I dreamed of studying, I'm not sure if it's the correct way to say, but I dreamed of studying abroad in UBC, which is in Vancouver, Canada. So, and yeah, I thought it was easier to go there from Tufts. So I chose this university. Sorry, I talked a lot.
Is there a partnership between Tufts and UBC?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. So the financial reason and good education and Canada is your reason. That's nice. So how about you, Asahi?
Well, first of all, I'm very much interested in Brazil, Latin America, specifically about Brazil. And I spent my childhood in a city where there are so many Brazilians. So I have participated in many Brazilian events, Brazilian festivals, and etc. And I got to know a lot of Brazilians, and I got to be interested. I was interested in their culture, in their politics and language, etc. So I started to learn Portuguese, and I started to grow my interest in Brazil as well. So that's why I chose this faculty of Latin American Studies, because it's very much detailed and focused on the studies of Latin America. And also I wanted to meet many diverse people with so many different backgrounds and so many different fields of interest and knowledge, etc. So that is why.
That's nice. So I was thinking that you can speak Brazilian language when you were first year student. So I couldn't understand why you can speak Brazilian. Okay, so you are living in the places which has a lot of Brazilian people.
Exactly.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
To me?
Yep. How old were you when you first learned Portuguese?
Well, I think I was around, I don't know, in the third year of junior high school. The reason why I started learning Portuguese is because before that, I had been learning Spanish. And in my junior high school, there was a student who's got a Brazilian mother. So I wanted to communicate with him in, Portuguese. So that, nobody would understand what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that Spanish and Portuguese were quite similar, and they actually are. So that's why I started to learn Portuguese when I was in, the last year of junior high school. So that would be what? How old am I? 15? No, 13?
Yeah. 14, 15.
I just realized that I said Brazilian language, but it's Portuguese, right? I was so ashamed.
Some call it Brazilian. You're actually right. Some call it Brazilian because they have a nationalistic view, and it's very Brazilian Portuguese, very, very much different from Portuguese. So some call it Brazilian anyway.
Thank you for telling me that. I'm so ashamed. Thank you. Graduating from university no longer guarantees a good job. Do you agree? Yeah, I think so. I agree with it because Tufts is good university in Japan, I think. But I have some friends who can't get job right now. Like they are struggled with getting jobs.
But
So,
is that because of the coronavirus?
I don't think so because I have a friend who has the same situation. So yeah, it depends on the communication skills and yeah. What do you think?
Well, speaking of our university, I guess it's very important to not just learn languages, but also learn something else, learn to do something with the languages. I don't think it's enough to just to know, a language, because if you know a language, then what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
There are translators, there are some like tens of thousands of applications that help you with translation. So if you cannot do something else with that language, for example, like having communication skills, as you mentioned, then, that asset of knowing a language doesn't work. So I think it's very important to cultivate some other skills while learning a language.
Yeah, so language is just a tool, right?
Yeah. It's just a communication tool.
So yeah, what to do with language is much more important. So I agree with Asahi. We have to have other skills without languages. I agree with it.
But do you have some examples of the skills that we need to cultivate?
Programming skills and designing skills is really useful in this situation. Like people have to use the technology, so maybe those kind of skills so important in that situation. But I think, like you said, the communication skills and text communication skills is much more important to get a job.
Graduating from university is becoming more like common in Japan, right? So we can't evaluate people with those like credits, just credits, right? So I think companies will look at like more personal aspects rather than just like the university credits.
But do you still think that it's important to go to university?
Yeah, I think it is important, but it doesn't have to. I think it doesn't have to be a requirement because there are many people who are very motivated and do like.
Yeah, so like it depends on the people. If the person has a skills to improve their skills by themselves, maybe they don't have to go to university. What do you think of the Japanese education system? What are some good and bad points? I only had experience of Japanese education because I don't have experience to go abroad. So,
I'm not sure if it's like a good point, but I remember that in Canada, people can like skip grades if they do well in class. They can like skip a class or grade, and still they will be like, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I think it is natural, or not natural, but not that irregular thing to skip a grade, I think.
And do you think it's good?
like,
It depends on like which grade you are in, because I think it is very important to be educated, especially in like primary school. So I don't agree with like skipping a grade in elementary school or primary school. But if they are like in a university, I think it is acceptable to like skip a grade if they are like smart enough.
Japanese education has atmosphere that being together is great, you know. So everyone has the same level, and everyone have to be a same level, and everyone has to do same thing. So like in non-Japanese country, they have a skipping grade, but Japan don't have it because of that. I don't know why, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think that being unified is important, but I think it's important, but at the same time we should also respect different opinions by having some discussions, having some debates. And I think that's what education needs to be. The high school I went to had a lot of debate opportunities, and I really liked it. I could debate a lot with my classmates, and that was a great thing. But I believe that in most high schools and junior highs and even universities, they don't have this kind of system. So that is why a lot of Japanese are left behind in this globalized world. So I guess it's very important to introduce some opportunities and fields where they can speak out their opinion.
I just thought that whether students can like discuss with each other or not depends on the teacher or professor. So I think like those classes that have more like international students, their students can like discuss more than in the regular Japanese class, I think.
I guess it's important as well to train teachers, because it's their job first to establish this system in class. So government, the Minister of Education needs to train first not the students but the teachers themselves.
But I think that's a little bit difficult to train teacher to be international, because the Japanese government and Japanese education system is very old, right? So who can teach that? Who can teach the way to teach internationally? So yeah, I think that's so difficult to do. So like all Japanese have to go study abroad or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think we have to close this discussion. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching this.
If you have any opinions, you can like share with us in the comment below.
And also don't forget about subscribing and good button. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
See you.